Hi guys, my name is S.L.Ager and I'm the author of the Cadwallader Quests vocabulary novels and their supporting workbooks. You can see those behind me there. I'd just like to say thanks to Saba for inviting me to speak with you today in the 11 Plus Journey group. It's going to be a short, casual video. It's not scripted. I'm talking about vocabulary and the importance of upgrading your vocabulary at home when you speak with your children. So we'll get straight into it because it's going to be short. So we hear the term natural born speakers. You know, he's a natural born speaker. Um, I am a firm believer that we can all learn to be natural speakers, and children and adults that are termed natural speakers are usually children who have read and have a wide vocabulary. And a deep and a wide vocabulary basically make the bricks and mortar that form and help us talk and help us build powerful arguments. And I believe it's born out of practice and reading over natural ability. So for the 11 plus and onwards, we need to change, or I think it would help. It makes it easy. It's an easy win if we can change the way we speak to our children at home. So as a parent, you've heard me talk, but if you've seen me talk before, you've heard me talk about my 5 a day. But as a parent, and I certainly did this with mine, I was constantly conscious of upgrading my vocabulary. So instead of thinking of a humdrum word when you're talking to your children, make a conscious effort to make higher level word choices in as many conversations as you can. Make it a conscious habit, and vocabulary will become a part of your life. And then it's easier because the children are hearing you use a word over and over in context. And it might feel a little stilted or contrived at first, but it absolutely works. And I hear it in my children now as teenagers. Their vocabulary just comes naturally because it was kind of used as they were working for the 11 plus, very natural for them. And I hear them using words in their day-to-day vocabulary that I probably didn't use until I was in my 30s, and that's the truth. So use words that you know your child doesn't yet know, because we all know when a child knows a word or not, and then surround those unknown words with words that they do know. So just in case I got that wrong, because I can't remember what I said first, use words that your child doesn't know and surround the unknown words with comprehensible input from you, so words that they do know. So if you make this a habit, learning the new words should be effortless, or at least much easier. As parents, try and focus on the quality of your talk with your children. Children might easily dismiss this as fancy smancy talk, but if you make it commonplace, that's exactly what it becomes. And I've done a few examples here. And I promise you, as a parent, if you start doing this, it becomes second nature. So here's an example of a kind of humdrum sentence. So, and I have written this down, so excuse me reading it. I have told you so many times to stop teasing your sister. So if you were admonishing a child with that, you could change it to this. I have told you numerous times to cease taunting your sister. So we've upgraded many to numerous, stop to cease, and teasing to taunting. Same sentence. I have told you countless times to cease. I've kept cease in there. You could say halt. Ridiculing your sister. So instead of teasing, we've upgraded to ridiculing, cease to halt, and many to countless. So here's another humdrum sentence. He was completely unaware of the time and was late for school. So here's an upgrade. He was completely oblivious of the time and was tardy for school. And also we could change oblivious to ignorant. He was completely ignorant of the time and was late for school or was tardy for school. So there you're just upgrading. And what I want you to do is think about when you're talking to your children. You could say, look, you're completely oblivious of the time. You know, tardiness is not accepted at school. Lateness is not accepted. And you can reinforce it. You can say, You're completely oblivious. You're totally unaware of the time. Tardiness, lateness is not accepted. And it will become second nature. And one more. Um, so here's the humdrum sentence. Learning times tables can be boring if not taught cleverly. So let's upgrade. Learning times tables can be tedious if not taught creatively. One more. Learning times tables can be monotonous if not taught ingeniously. So you could say to your kids, come on, I know learning times tables can be a bit boring. I know it's a bit tedious, a bit monotonous. So let's try and be creative about it. Let's think of something ingenious. And then you could, we had a thing called times table rap in the car, and they made rap songs up to the times tables. So parents, I think that's probably about 5 minutes. Yeah, 6 minutes. I hope that helps. It's upgrading vocabulary. So it's a bit like my 5 a day, which I've extolled for years, choose 5 words a day and use them over and over and over. But this is like a step further. It's completely changing the way that you converse with your children. And I promise you, it does become second nature. And there's one word that sticks out in my mind. I always like an anecdote with my children. I was trying to teach them the meaning of the word volition. So if you do something of your own volition, it's of your own free will. And I used to say to them, come on, you can do this. You've got the choices. Come on, use your own volition. You decide. And now that's a word that they will use just in second nature. So rather than saying, oh, she did it of her own free will or it was of her own accord, they'll just say, yeah, she used her own volition. Yeah, and as I say, I don't think I knew that word till I was 30, or about 30. So I hope that helps. Thanks again to Saba. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.